Hello, this is Tony from 4plus12.com. Just wanted to record a short video here of adding translations to Angular application. Going to be using a plugin called gettext, and I'm going to just quickly generate an app with the Yeoman code generator as well, just to speed the app generation up. I'll just to give you a quick example of that. So let's dig straight in. So I'm going to create a directory, call it test app, cd into there, and then we can go yo, which is the command for Yeoman, yo Angular. So it's going to create an Angular app, and I'm going to call it test app, and that will go off, ask us lots of questions. Doesn't really matter at this point in time what we choose, so I'm just going to go through and choose some of these. Include bootstrap, which is good. Let's just include all of those, and that will go off, get all the dependencies, and it will create a bootstrapped application with Angular and the dependencies required. It will install Karma, create some grunt tasks so we can serve up the application, run tests, and live reload. So as we make changes in the code, we can have the server running and the website running, and that will refresh the page, and we will see our updates in real time. It's quite a nice workflow, which I'll show you as soon as this is installed. So while the Yeoman generator is doing its thing, I'm just going to quickly show you the website. Angular gettext is a plugin we're going to use. It's got a good get started guide here, and it will walk you through step by step how to get it in, which we will follow. So as soon as we have our application generated, we're going to install gettext. Let's see how that's getting on. I've not used the generator that much. When I have, it's got stuck at this point, but just hitting enter seems to allow it to carry on. It's worth pointing out because it does seem to do it for me every time I use it. If anyone's watching and knows why that is, give us a shout, leave a comment, and let me know. Doesn't really matter, we can get past it. And there we go. We have a Angular application. Includes tests. We can do npm run test. There's a couple in there that's put in for us already. Okay, let's run those, two of those passed, and we can do grunt serve. Hello, hello. And got bootstrap in place. This is one of the jumbotron, I think it's called, things. And then there's a couple of controllers with some views. Let's put in the root in for us. If we let's open it with VS Code. We can see that that's actually put in tests. So there's a couple of controllers. So let's put the tests in. Anytime you generate something with Yeoman, it will create a corresponding test file for it. There's a couple of controllers there. Main application. Cool thing we can do is mention live reload. So we're on the home controller, on the main controller. And we can add something in here. So, okay, let's do it this way. Translate example. Now, anytime you change JavaScript to HTML and you've got a page being served, it will just update the page for you, which is quite nice. Remove that. It's gone. So, what we want to do is let's cancel grunt serve. Let's create a new controller. So we go yo Angular controller. Let's just call it test. Notice that's created a test file for it as well. And then if we do yo Angular view, call that test. Let's go back and have a look what that's done. So let's put a view in here. It's created a test controller. Always adds those in. And it's added a test for us as well. So everything follows the same code patterns, which is nice. And you can generate other things. Well, you can generate anything, any of the components for Angular, services and directives and decorators, factories, whatever you like. Generate it. It will usually generate a test file for it as well. So that's really cool. Right, so what we want to do is we want to go to Yeoman and we want to do this. We just want to install gettext. So let's start here. Let's install that. Yeah, that was quick. Now that's a module just called gettext. So we just add that into there. And while we're here, let's do when test and we'll call got template. Let's go to our views, test.html. Controller is test CTRL and controller as test. Yep, we did call it that. So we've got a new route. Go to the index page. We can add a new nav item on here. Map to test. Let's try it out. Grunt serve test. Okay, it's the test view. So let's do this thing. Let's go to our test view. Going to add a few things to translate here. Let's just put it in a list. Hello, how are you? Good thing, if I do it like this, we should be able to recognize the translations. Goodbye. We'll use Google Translate to do this. Welcome. Right. Close that tag off. Save that. That's uploaded. There they are. Okay, so all we have to do is add this attribute on here. So there'll be a scraper that goes through to find the text that we want to translate, and that acts to actually perform the translation. So, okay, we've installed it. We need to reference that. Let's just put it on the bottom. So referencing the gettext plugin. So we've annotated some strings. This is cool. You can do plurals. Let's put that in just to show you. So let's put that under here. So count expression. So if it's 1, it will show you the singular. So let's do boat, or we can have boats. If we put that in, go to our test page, we've got boat, because we have 1. We change that to 10. We have boats. So we can put in the different translations for the pluralized versions of the words. Right, so we've done that, and that obviously shows us that getText is working too. Everything you can do, you could do placeholders, so it uses it as a filter. You can put it in line with the tags. You can add values as well, so it'll translate and put the values in. This is PO edit, which I'll show you next, because what we have to do is we've got those strings in there, but they're just in English at the moment, so we need to install this grunt task. What that would do once we've installed it is it will go through and extract out all the strings to be translated. So any strings that we've marked with translate, that will extract out. So let's install that. While that's installing, we need to add a grunt task. So grunt file. Let's do it somewhere down at the bottom. And we want that bit. You can use custom delimiters as well, square brackets instead of the angular ones if you wanted to. Let's add that task in there, format that. Now this is what it creates. Excuse me. In a PO folder, it will create this template, which is kind of master of all the strings that we have in the application. This is telling us to look in the app folder, in the views. This is an array, so you can actually use translation tags in the JavaScript too. You can just add in to the array the locations you want to extract from. But let's just do that from here for now. We need to add this, register this task. Let's just call it extract. Do that. So if I've done this right, we should just be able to go grunt extract. Done without errors. So that's created a PO folder template. So we open that. This is PO edit. It's free, which is good. Version 1.8, which I have, but we'll see it's put in the text that we annotated with the translate attribute. Shows you the source text. This one's a bit different because it's got the plural version in there. So great, yeah, we've got those in there. So what's it telling us to do now? Translate your strings. So yeah, PO edit we've gone for. PO edit. People laugh and I call it poo edit. So what we can do now, let's do, yep, Spanish is fine. So this is now the es.po, it's a Spanish file. So okay, we've got a box for singular and plural for that one, and the others will just have the one text box. So what we can do, our friend Google, whack that in there. If we go to Spanish, not Polish, Spanish, barco. Let's put singular in there. I think it'd be barcos. Yes. Yeah, that's a good guess. So we add that in there. Let's just save that while we're going along. Goodbye. Is it ciao? Adios. I think people say ciao when they're saying hello, don't they? So adios. Okay. How are you? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome. Bienvenido. Excuse my Spanish. Right, so we've saved that. And we now we've got an MO file. We're not going to use those. Let's do that. So we've got the main template. We've got the Spanish PO file. So, and what we need to do is we have another grunt task, which will actually compile these into translations.js. This telling it to look in the folder for all the PO files. So let's add this to our grunt tasks. Add that in there. Source, let's put it in, doesn't really matter, let's say app and scripts and languages. So that will just tell it to put it into app, scripts, languages. We need to register this task now as well, so let's just copy that line. VS Code's cool. What's that? Did that without thinking. Shift, Alt and down. Just copy that line, which is good. Compile. So, what we've done, so we've done all these things. Next we're going to set the language. So we've got it will default to English and there's nothing there. So if we do grunt serve, test, all in English. So what did Yeoman create for us? We have an app, scripts, got an app. So we can add, so we have a config, can add a run on here, can't we? So what they're telling us to do. So get text catalog, I want to add. So let's have a go at that. Function get text catalog. Let's add that in there. Now they're saying we can set the language here. And let's call that ES. So we've set the language. Oh, we need to compile the translations, don't we? So we do grunt. Did I name the task? Let's try it anyway. Done without errors. So we should have languages translations. Because it's not created through the generator, we'll have to add that into the index file. But you'll see it's got our Spanish language code, barcos, plural. Yep, that's got all our other translations in there. So let's add it with all the other scripts. Let's do our Shift Alt down button again. Scripts, languages, translations. So add that in there, you see. Now set that to Spanish. Let's try a grunt serve now. Test. Nope, we still have it in English. As if by magic. This is in Spanish. So here's the thing. You have to reference the translations JavaScript file after gettext is loaded. If we load that in there, this is everything I've added. Debug flag. So when things are missing, they'll show up like that, which is quite useful. So yeah, if you load that in first, it's not going to work. If we do that, and it works. Barcos. That was our pluralized version. Let's change that to 1. And we have Barco. So the other thing to point out, obviously, we're hard coding it here. But you might want to do something like checking the language of the browser. Something like this. So depending on what language, you'll get a different language code. So if you had a few different language files, you could just set them depending on what you find. So quick recap, I guess. If we wanted to make a change, so let's say someone comes along, says I want to add a new bit of text, and that text is apple. Okay, if you just did that and do a grunt serve, if you just did that, it's going to be missing, and that's because we need to extract and compile code again, because this won't actually have any reference until we run that script, which you'll want to put into your build tasks, so you don't have to think about this all the time. But what we need to do, if we do grunt extract, okay, template PO, we've got Apple in there now. Yeah. So if we go to ES, open it up, what you've got to do is you've got to update from POT file. That puts Apple in. We've got Apple. Go to Google Translate. Let me do that. Manzana. Add that in there. Save that. Go back to our command line. Grunt compile. Is that what I called it? Compile. Grunt serve. Test. Manzana. There you go. Yeah, so that's the workflow to update it. You've got to do that each time, but you could include the obviously you've got the grunt tasks there, so you could include those. But obviously someone's got to manually go and translate the things for you. This does have, I thought it did. Maybe it's on a different version. It shows you the references into the files. There is a way of making it suggest things for you. Maybe it's on this file. No. PO. There we go. So Apple. For me, Manzano. So human translations. So you can actually apply these. Manzano. If you want to as well. So you don't have to go to Google Translate. So you can do it from here. Save that. You do grunt compile. That create the translation file for you. Grunt serve. And check everything's okay. There you go. Any questions, comments? Love to hear your thoughts on this video. How long did we take? Nearly half an hour doing this. I tried to go through it as quick as I can. I might do some more on the Omen generator. Give me a call. Well, don't give me a call because I'm not going to give you my number, but leave a message if you want me to do that. If you want me to do any more on translations and get text, then leave a message as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there will be more to come. Thank you very much.